Alright, the Reds, it is Talking Reds today with me, Gareth Roberts, and with him, Dan Morgan from Liverpool.com. Go and get stuck into their stuff, by the way, all excellent from Dan and from Joel, who was on something there the other day. Dan, loads going on, loads to talk about. Not least the fact that, we've obviously got this big game tonight, Chelsea and Leicester, which obviously influences what's going on with this chase for the Champions League places, and then ourselves against Burnley. And then also a bit of news kicking around, up to you whether you believe it or not, but it was in the Mail this morning that Liverpool won't be taking up the option on Ozan Kabak. But let's start with the game tonight, I think. What's your feelings on that one? Rob Gutman reliably tells me, and we know that he would have crunched this over and over, that the result we want is actually a Leicester win.
Yeah, a few people going with the Leicester win. I think we have to just be relaxed about it, Robbo. We can only control what we can control, to use a Kloppism. It means nothing, whoever gets anything tonight, if we don't go and beat Burnley, we know that. So we've just got to be relaxed and see what comes, and also see where both sides are at in terms of, are they feeling the squeeze, are they feeling the pinch? I'll be honest with you, I'm not totally against a Chelsea win, because I think there's a possibility Leicester might not take much from the next two games. I think the obvious sort of hangover after winning a cup, they've got a massive job to do in two games, they'll know that, but they're two very, very difficult games, and I just wonder whether they get a bit of a kick tonight and then they go into another difficult one on Sunday, and then, before you know it, we're saying, well, the Liverpool actually need two wins. We don't know, but like I said at the top of it, Liverpool can only control what they can control, and they've got to be focused on Burnley. They've got to look to get 6 points themselves and see what pans out. Yeah,
it's a bit mad looking at. I've been keeping an eye all the way through, and oddly someone gives me stick for it. I don't quite know why, but I've been keeping my eye on the top four odds all the way through all this. And Liverpool were rank outsiders at one point. Now we're top of the charts. Everyone thinks we're going to do it. It's not worth putting any money on Liverpool to do it. The odds are so poor on Liverpool. And after what happened the other day, which I don't know about you, I'm still talking about. Everyone I see, you're talking about that moment. You're talking about that header. It's still amazing. It's still brilliant. I'm still watching it. But after that, and you see those celebrations and you listen to what they say afterwards and everything else, if ever there was something that was going to galvanise a team and a squad, it's surely that. I mean, you could see how much it meant to them and how much they enjoyed it.
Yeah, totally. I mean, it is the ultimate sort of Rocky moment, if you like, isn't it? I mean,
it was set to Rocky music by someone, wasn't it? Which is brilliant.
I particularly enjoy Whitney Houston's "I Will Always Love You" because it did the header on the bank and it come right in. It was class. Try and dig that out. Really enjoyed Aldo fuming that him tweeting it out got took down.
Oh,
well.
I saw that. Loads of people like that. Why someone took that down? Copyright, John.
Didn't know Aldo was all about engagement. It was for a fella who takes a picture of his echo column instead of just tweeting the link. Classic Aldo. Yeah, it's a quintessential Liverpool moment, isn't it? It's a no wonder everyone hates this moment, because I had a feeling that we'd get one more, and I just had a feeling we'd have a chance. That was, I think, after Trent's on the 87. I thought we've still got one here. It's probably the most I've felt that way since sort of Dortmund at home. But to do it the way we've done it, it was absolutely incredible. And you're right, if there is something that will make them run on energy, that will make them run on sort of momentum, it'll be that. That'll be coupled with the physical thing, obviously, and the sort of the sports science hangover that Klopp will have to negotiate today, tomorrow, going into it. I think if they can get a couple of players back, I think Milner in particular, would just be massive. I think he'd be huge just to be on the bench for the next two. If he could come on, he's sort of been the sub we've been crying out for, I think, the last couple of games, around 70 minutes.
So Gini got a little breather there, didn't he, the other day?
Yeah, that'll be big.
You've got that.
Yeah, that'll be big.
There's talk Chamberlain might be okay after a bit of illness. Naby's still a doubt. Milner, who you've mentioned, still a doubt. Obviously, we're waiting to see what happens with Klopp's press conference and all the rest of it ahead of the game. But there's not a load he can do, is there? We are hampered by the fact that obviously Jota's out, Kabak's out, and so there's not a load. I mean, I know there's a piece out there today saying maybe he could drop Fabinho back, but I think we've all seen you know, that having him in midfield has given Thiago the lease of life that we wanted to see from him. So that would feel a bit of a backward step, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would. I mean, he's got to just go with what he's got, and he's got to create a sort of bunker mentality, hasn't he? With the 14 or 15 who are realistically going to get game time. You know, you can't see Leighton Clarkson or someone, or even Konate coming off the bench before someone like Fabinho dropping back. But he's got 2 games. He's got a week to get the squad he's got through the next 2, and I think he's the ultimate sort of caring manager in the sense that he doesn't want to risk anyone. But I think if there's a time, then he might just say to someone, look, if you're carrying someone, something, have an injection, or, you know, something like that, just to get through the next 90, and then we can get you your rest come the end of the week. But it's got to be that bunker mentality. It's got to be sort of, it's us who can do it and no one else. Yeah. And I think, you know, they've got some real experience there. They've got some real sort of leaders in there, but also they've got a couple of players with nothing to lose. You know, Nat Phillips has got nothing to lose. Curtis Jones has got nothing to lose. He's young and fearless, and I think they've got a good mix of players they've got there. It's all dependent for me on how easy they can make their own lives. You know, going a goal down on Wednesday wouldn't be the easiest thing again, and you know, you wonder sort of how many times you can do that and then keep pulling the rescue act out. So yeah, you're looking for everything really. You're looking for maturity, you're looking for guile, you're looking for calm. They're in a position, they've got themselves here. We've just got to see what they can do.
The mad thing is as well, Dan, that is Liverpool actually the form side in the league now.
Yeah, it's mad.
And I've been doing pretty good away from home as well. Burnley obviously tonked the other day by Leeds on their poorest run of home form, I think, in their history. You've got potentially the keeper out, Pope. There's very much a bit of a feel about them that they could well be on the beach, given that their target is always basically stay up. They've done that, they've boxed that, they're in 15th. They've got fans back in, which some people are talking about, well, maybe they want to do something in front of the fans, but there's obviously a much bigger incentive for Liverpool to be performing in this match than there is for Burnley.
Yeah, and I think the fans might help Liverpool, to be honest. I think they might raise us 5 or 10% or make us go up a gear first 20. I think, I think Burnley will be up for it. There's no reason why they wouldn't be, given the circumstances. Liverpool have just got to concentrate. They've got to concentrate in the early stages of the game. They've got to not give them a sniff that Liverpool might be off it, or there's a way in which we can be penetrated. You know, we've got to keep the ball and we've got to concentrate. And I think, like we said, I think what we're seeing at the minute is we're seeing certain individuals come to the fore at different stages and at different times. You know, there was Thiago the other day, there was Trent against United, and I think you can even sort of go more defined rather than games and say there's 20 minutes here and there where players are going, well, I'm just going to step up. I'm going to have a big 20 because I know we need it. I think in this one, it'd be really great to see someone like Sadio Mane sort of, you know, really get a grip of the game and just decide that, you know, he's single-handedly, if you like, for 20 minutes, half an hour, just going to give Burnley a torrid time, maybe get a goal or two. But like I said before, there's a real sort of sense that around the camp, there's players there who are going, well, I know I can sort of give us something a bit more here, I can sort of drag us through when we need it. And I think, you know, they've got a good balance, because the thing that having Fabinho in midfield is giving you is that they're more willing to sort of commit numbers forward, they're more willing to sort of defend 2v2, 3v3, because they know they can get recovery runs in and stuff like that. I mean, Trent at the moment, people are talking about him in an attacking sense. He's defending in such a manner that I can't believe there's still people saying that he's questionable in that sense. It's
potentially not going to the Euros.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's a completely different one that can probably do a show on, but this whole narrative that he can't defend is one of the laziest now in football, and it needs calling out every time it's mentioned, because it's coming from people who are making a living from working in the game, and it's absolutely scandalous that people can watch a game of football and still see that in front of their own eyes. It's mad.
Yeah, he's been pushing hard, Trent's playing well. We are still talking about, of course, this moment that happened at the weekend. Absolute madness. One we'll be talking about forevermore, I think. One, a proper where were you when it happened? Well, where was I? I was in there, in the office. And you may well have seen something the Anfield Wrap put out over the weekend, which was John and Neil doing the hot mic commentary of that moment, and then various people, including those two, going mad when the goal went in, and Phil Brundle finding all the corners. Really enjoyed Phil's celebrations, but there was celebrations in another part of the office as well. Now, I've been asking for some. There's CCTV cameras in that place, and so I've asked for footage of it. I've been reassured that there is some. I don't know what it looks like. I haven't seen it myself at this point, so we're going a bit shot in the dark here. But here's our celebrations in the other room when that happened on Sunday. Okay, so there you go. As I say, I haven't even seen that myself, so I don't know what that looks like. I don't know what I was doing. I know I was a madman. I know I was shaking. I know I was running. I know I was jumping. I know I was hugging Mo. I honestly, if there'd been open fields in front of me at the time, I think I just would have ran and ran and ran and ran, because it was just such a mad moment, something like I've never seen before. Where were you, Dan? What did you do? What was your reaction to it?
I was in Man alone, which is my sort of my go-to for watching Liverpool in the past year. Just watching it in a flat, and I initially thought Phillips had scored.
Did you? Yeah.
I thought Phillips, because he runs across. Yeah. I thought Phillips had got on it, and then so you're elated, and then as soon as the camera pans to Alisson, it's like, oh my God! It's like, all right, mate. Nat Phillips run there, right across the camera. Yeah, so as soon as it's Alisson, it was just like, yeah, I can't even remember, to be honest. It was a bit of a blackout. But then I had this panic that I thought Mike Dean had such a bad game. I thought he's going to try and play another few minutes here. I thought he was going to try and play like 3 or 4 minutes, and then he lets it kick off, and I was just completely irrational. What the fuck are you doing? So yeah, I mean, and then the emotion takes hold, doesn't it? Because you see it's Alisson and what it means and everything that's happened, and it's like, before you even see him choke up, you're choking up. And
yeah, the interview was magnificent as well, wasn't it? In that, the personal stuff that he said was fantastic, but I thought it was really nice the way that in that moment, one of the first things he wanted to say was, thanks to all these other clubs and fans and stuff that sent me a message. Yeah. I mean, that's just the mark of the fella there, and it was a fantastic interview. If you somehow have missed that, do go and look that one up. A bit of gossip that I just wanted to finish on, Dan, which you mentioned at the start, was that there's a story there today saying that Liverpool won't take up the option on Kabak, £18 million to seal the transfer if we want for him. What do you think of that? Are you surprised by that? Is that what you'd expected, or? I'm
slightly surprised. I mean, he has surprised me, Ozan Kabak. I think he's been a lot better than I expected. Just basically from what I'd read and the bits I'd seen about him. I actually like him as a player. I think he's quite composed. I think he does everything okay. And I think he could improve. But look, I'd say there's going to be a lot to that we don't know. We are not going to be privy to in terms of Liverpool's budget, where they see the need for resources in certain places. Because I think the one thing we're going to have to remember, Robbo, about this summer in particular, when it comes to selling players, is that there's not going to be a lot of takers for the players.
That's what I keep thinking.
Liverpool supporters want rid of.
People keep talking, don't they, as though you have this clear out, get rid of, Shaqiri, Origi, even Chamberlain, Keita. All of these names are mentioned, and it's like, as you say, well, who's buying and what are they buying for? And like what money will they be offering?
Exactly.
I'm sure all of those players, Liverpool, or certainly a few of those names, Liverpool would be willing to let go. But it's got to be, you've got to sort of hold your ground and say, well, it's for this price, haven't you?
Yeah, totally. And then you've got a counter club saying, well, hang on, he's been injured for the best part of 18 months on and off. That massively impacts a potential sale. He's on this amount of money. There's talent stumbling blocks all over the place with Liverpool actually getting rid of players, and I think it could be problematic for them in that. They've already gone a couple of seasons of saying, well, these are our lads, we'll back them, we'll go with them. But at the same time, if you do that, time and again, it's been proven that they're left without certain players, aren't they? They're left without certain individuals when they need them most. Keita's one, not to dig him out, but you know, Joel Matip, Liverpool needed him this season, and unfortunately, and again, it's nothing to do with the player, it's not his fault. But he's unfortunately, he's great, but he's injury prone, and you know, I think it'd be a bold move for Jurgen Klopp to say, look, you know, these are our lads and we're going to go with them again and we're going to back that they can stay fit. Don't get me wrong, I think there'll be a debrief into this season into why so many injuries happened the way they did. And also, you know, I think we have to say with a fair degree of certainty that Liverpool are probably going to sign Ibrahima Konate.
Yeah. Well, that's what the story was saying as well. It was like, you know, he's coming in, and Leipzig are actually interested in Kabak. Yeah,
which it makes sense, and it wouldn't surprise you if that sort of posturing's already sort of been put in place. That Leipzig have said, okay, yeah, but we want Kabak. We don't want you having both of them. In which case, Liverpool might have said, okay, completely fine, we'll go with that. It's again, Liverpool know more than us on this, and to maybe go for 2 centre backs and outlay maybe 60+ million in the summer, I think that might have been something that would have took up a considerable chunk of, you know, replacing Gini Wijnaldum, for example, or trying to get another attacker in. So, you know, again, it's a roll of the dice from Liverpool. We're just going to have to see how it goes.
Yeah, we will see how it goes, and we'll be talking about it all the way through as ever on the Anfield Wrap, on video, on podcasts, on the website, theanfieldwrap.com as well. With this game tonight and then the game tomorrow, we will of course be doing loads of stuff around both of those things. We've just filmed a preview show on the front as well with Neil and Rob, so if you subscribe you can get onto that. Loads of content there as well. Download the app, have a go of it, get some free tokens, see if you fancy subscribing, and if you do, get involved. I hope you enjoyed today's Talking Reds. Nice one to Dan. As I say, check out his stuff at liverpool.com as well. Enjoy the weather. Sound, innit? Up the Reds.